Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Hallman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Hallman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we talk with Chris Haverkamp from Paragon and get our quarterly grain outlook. And inside Kansas Ag, Kansas Wheat tells us about the 2015 yield winners, and KDA talks football and tailgating. And in news you need to know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. USDA's August crop report pegged the 2015 corn crop at 13.7 billion bushels, the third biggest crop, but 4% below last year, with yields at 168.8 bushels per acre. The USDA projected the soybean crop at 3.92 billion bushels, 1% below a year ago. Soybean yields were set at 47 bushels per acre. All wheat production is forecasted to be 2.14 billion bushels, down 1% from last year. Yields are predicted to hit about 75 pounds per harvested acre, with 83.5 million acres for harvest reported. A 209-acre farm in northern Indiana sold for $2.9 million, or $14,108 per acre. Last week, as approximately 25 bidders gathered to compete for the irrigated land. The auction attracted bidders from Indiana, Illinois, Colorado, and Michigan, but at the end of the auction, it was an area farmer who emerged as the high bidder. The farm, located in New Paris in Elkhart County, included 205 tillable acres and storage for about 70,000 bushels. Grain sorghum production is set to hit another record this year. When the USDA released its August World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report, it projected a national yield record at 74.6 bushels per acre. The previous record was set in 2007 at 73.2 bushels per acre. Additionally, U.S. sorghum farmers are projecting to harvest 573 million bushels, the largest grain sorghum crop since 1999. Missouri, Oklahoma, Illinois, and Nebraska are projected to have the largest production gains, while Illinois and Arkansas lead the nation with projected record yields at 109 and 105 bushels per acre, respectively. And in local news, based on August 1st conditions, Kansas' 2015 corn crop is forecasted at 570 million bushels, 1% above last year. Yield is forecasted at 152 bushels per acre, up 3 bushels from last year. Sorghum for grain is forecasted at 229 million bushels, up 15% from last year. Yield is forecasted at 79 bushels per acre, up 5 bushels from last year. Soybean production is forecasted at 133 million bushels, and yield is forecasted at 37 bushels per acre, up 1 bushel from last year. A quarterly survey of more than 200 banks show farmer income have moved lower for 9 consecutive reports. The Kansas City Federal Reserve released its Ag Credit Survey for the 10th District, and Omaha branch executive Nathan Kaufman says there has been a steady rise in farm loan requests, specifically in operating loans. Kaufman also says that despite 2 years of a lower income environment, bankers continue to say credit quality looks pretty good and repayment problems have been minor. Kansas is one of 7 states in the 10th District. Kansas Agricultural Trademark Program from the Land of Kansas invites tailgaters to participate in the 2nd annual From the Land of Kansas Tailgate Contest. The contest, presented by Manhattan Hy-Vee, will be held September 5th, prior to the football game versus South Dakota. Tailgate participants are challenged to create dishes featuring Kansas ingredients. The deadline for registration is August 28th. To register a tailgate, email from the land of Kansas at kda.gov, or to find Kansas products that can be incorporated into dishes, visit fromthelandofkansas.com/tailgate. Up next in our Ag Feature, we talk with Chris Haverkamp from Paragon and get our quarterly grain outlook. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. GrassandGrain.com.
A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
Dick Edwards, 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall on Highway 24.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Pope, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
Dick Edwards, 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall on Highway 24.
Good morning. We're joined by Chris Haverkamp with Paragon Ag here in Silver Lake, Kansas. And today we're going to do our quarterly grain update. Chris, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Summer seems to be kind of the doldrums when it comes to the grain markets. Everything seems to be kind of driven by the U.S. dollar right now, though.
It definitely is, as well as, of course, the summer weather, but the U.S. dollar continues to grind sideways to higher, and as a result, it continues to keep our products competitive, or uncompetitive rather, around the world. We're not seeing much as far as new crop exports for beans, corn, or wheat being on the books at this point of the year. If we don't have weather to talk about, we want to talk about exports. And if we can't talk about exports, the market just continues to grind sideways to lower, especially given perfect weather condition, which is exactly what we have right now.
Well, and during the summer, I spent a lot of time here with you guys, and we've seen kind of some ups and downs. The market will go up. It gives everything back in the next couple of days. Where do you see things kind of going? We do have a crop report coming out next week. How's everything kind of shaking out?
Right. Well, next week's report typically isn't the primary report that we look at for this time of the year. Typically, we have everything kind of on the books, so to speak, and we're just waiting for Mother Nature to finite the final yields out there. But this year, due to the late planting situation, we had the USDA actually step in and say we're going to reevaluate or recount how many acres are out there. So this particular report, next Wednesday on the 12th, it'll be out 11 a.m. We are going to see a lot of significance placed upon this particular report as traders get a much better look at how many acres of corn and or beans we have this year. And as we move forward, that's going to be the watermark, if you will, that we trade against.
And we're talking about weather issues. We look at Iowa and Illinois declaring states of emergency because we've got some areas that are still underwater as far as crop goes. What's that going to play long term as far as the Corn Belt goes?
Well, that is the difficult question. From the road traveling 60 to 70 miles an hour, everything looks very good by and large throughout the entire Corn Belt. But it's not until you actually get in the fields and see the damage or the drowning out spots that we won't know about until harvest occurs. Also, concerns are about nitrogen loss. With all the rainfall that we've seen, it pushes that nitrogen down at an accelerated rate, and it just at the most opportune time, I guess you could say, for when the plant is in that reproductive phase. So if we don't have a good fill process, if there's a lack of nitrogen, we could definitely see yield being affected, but it's not going to be till after harvest that we actually know that. So again, there's going to be a lot of unknowns, some clarity possibly in this upcoming report, at least on acres, but what that yield is actually going to be, we probably won't know about until at least the December, January report.
Well, for the corn guys, it's bad news, but for the cattle guys, it's somewhat good news when it comes to where our corn prices are right now.
Absolutely. We're seeing the cattle guys reaping the rewards. We have ponds that are full, creeks that are running. We have ample feedstuffs. Hay is very plentiful out there. And of course, corn prices now down here at multi-month lows. Not a bad time though for the livestock producer to step in and take a look at their break-evens and possibly get some new crop corn on the books just in case we have a late harvest, we have an early frost, and you know, everything starts to build, you know, at the optimal time. And if we have all of those problems line up right at the end of the year, you know, that's really a point of no return. We don't get to fix the 15 crop if we don't have everything work out just the way it needs to be going into the final phases of this year's crop.
Perfect. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about old crop corn and old crop beans if you got them on hand. We're watching kansasAGreport. We'll see you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
We're finishing up today with Chris Haverkamp from Paragon Ag, and we're doing our quarterly grain outlook. So, Chris, again, thanks for joining us this morning. I've got some old crop corn, I've got some old crop beans. Where prices are right now, what should I be thinking about?
Well, at this point, if we're looking at corn specifically, there is carry in the market, meaning the deferred months are carrying a premium to the front end months. And we typically get that kind of a situation usually when we anticipate a large crop and when we have ample supplies, which is the case here definitely for the end of the 14 crop going into the 15 crop. So if you have old crop corn, at this point, you've waited for Mother Nature to give you a weather rally. You had one at the end of June, the first part of July, and now the market's taken that rally away. You have to be in a position to hope that we get some sort of weather problems down the road and possibly get some price appreciation. So with the fact that we actually have carry in the market, it would be our advice to hold on to that corn or at least get some sort of price protection in place so that you could continue to maintain some sense of ownership on paper. Ultimately, there is again a lot unknown about the 15 crop.
Kansas Wheat is proud to announce the winners of the 6th annual Wheat Yield Contest. This year's top wheat yields belong to Doug Queen of Rossville, Darren Nelson of Hutchinson, and Darwin Ettinger of Meade. Eastern Region winner Doug Queen was encouraged to enter this year's contest by former winner Doug Keys. Queen's winning plot was 11.94 acres, planted with armor, and resulted in a yield of 70.3 bushels per acre. Darren Nelson is this year's Central Region winner. After a drought-induced massive crop failure in 2014, Nelson's last harvest went significantly better. His plot was 8.756 acres, planted with a Lima Green T158 Kansas Wheat Alliance Everest blend. Nelson's prize-winning yield was 108.48 bushels an acre. Darwin Ettinger is this year's Western Region winner. Ettinger, a farmer from southwest Kansas, said that fields in his area were highly variable. He said, "I've never seen a year where management has made such a huge difference." He planted his 6.48 acre plot with Westbred 4458 and saw a yield of 103.18 bushels per acre.
College football season is kicking off this Labor Day weekend, and we are excited to be partnering with K-State Sports again this year to bring attention to how agriculture is part of your game day. Saturday, September 5th, K-State squares off against South Dakota in Manhattan, and From the Land of Kansas is the title sponsor for the K-State Celebrates Agriculture football game. Football lovers can get a taste of Kansas in multiple ways this Labor Day weekend. First, we are hosting, along with Manhattan Hy-Vee, our 2nd annual From the Land of Kansas tailgate contest. Any tailgate on the east or west side of Bill Snyder Family Stadium can participate, but space is limited. A portion of each dish's score is determined by the number of Kansas ingredients incorporated into the tailgater's appetizer, main dish, or dessert. For more information, check out fromthelandofkansas.com/tailgate. We will also be hosting Taste of Kansas sample tents just outside the southeast and southwest corners of the stadium. The tents will be packed full of Kansas food companies offering everything from baked goods to toffee, kettle corn to Kansas beef. Make sure to come by and visit the tents and learn more and try these tasty Kansas treats. Also interact with us on social media. Show us through video or photos how you celebrate agriculture in your game day. Just tag From the Land of Kansas on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram that Friday or Saturday, and include hashtag ag in your game day to get entered and to win great prizes. For more information, visit fromthelandofkansas.com, and we'll see you at the game.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
All the time. Monthly payments of $289, $189, or even $89. How is this done, you ask? Well, with large down payments, low mileage leases, and you must qualify for all rebates offered. Can we do this? Yes, we can. But we'd prefer to give you the straight call, where we tell you all the information up front, and you make the decision on what vehicle and payment you want. You won't need bifocals to read the fine print here. Dick Edwards, serving the Manhattan, Fort Riley, and Junction City areas for over 30 years.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
You hear it all the time. Monthly payments of $289, $189, or even $89. How is this done, you ask? Well, with large down payments, low mileage leases, and you must qualify for all rebates offered. Can we do this?
Yes, we can.
But we'd prefer to give you the straight call, where we tell you all the information up front, and you make the decision on what vehicle and payment you want. You won't need bifocals to read the fine print here. Dick Edwards, serving the Manhattan, Fort Riley, and Junction City areas for over 30 years.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Two recent analyses of global livestock production found North American beef production systems, including the U.S., have some of the lowest carbon footprints in the world. When carbon dioxide equivalent emissions are expressed per kilogram of protein produced, the U.S. and other developed nations have 10 to 50 times lower carbon footprints compared to many nations in sub-Saharan Africa and the Indian subcontinent. According to Chekhov-funded analysis conducted at Oklahoma State University, the lower emissions to protein production ratio in the developed world is driven by higher quality, more digestible feeds, lower impacts of climate stress, primarily heat, on animals, improved animal genetics, advancements in reproductive performance, and the reduced time required for an animal to reach harvest weight compared to regions with higher carbon footprints. Combined, OSU researchers said these factors drive improvements in the efficiency of beef production while decreasing the use of natural resources and production of environmental emissions per unit of beef produced. Authors noted these factors are responsible for reducing the U.S. carbon footprint for beef by an estimated 9 to 16% since the 1970s. The researchers suggested using management strategies and technologies developed through scientific research is key to achieving improvements in beef production efficiency and further reducing the carbon footprint of U.S. beef.
Good morning. I'm Eric Oosterhouse with Paragon Ag Advisors. The grain markets continue to try to burp down the latest USDA estimates, which were quite bearish. A lack of farmers selling since the report seems to have slowed the slide to some degree, but it's pretty obvious at this point that the grains are solidly on the defensive. However, now that the excitement of that move fades, the market will start to look around for other news to trade. We do have some independent crop tour events starting up, and we can hope that we hear a little friendly information that might offset some of the big yield estimates that were put out there last week. However, without some left field type of issue arising, one can expect that rallies in the meantime to be fairly limited. The best chance for a significant rally, especially in corn and beans, would be some type of post-harvest rally due to a bullish surprise in actual yields. In addition to the news regarding the crop here in the U.S., we've also been paying attention to all the rumblings we've been hearing across the Pacific in regards to the Chinese economy. The Chinese stock market has stumbled quite badly this year, and their government has taken some interesting steps to try to prop up their markets. However, it appears that the Chinese may be learning some of the lessons that we have in the past regarding a free and open market. The more you try to prevent folks from getting out of their positions, the more folks tend to crowd to the door to get out. China is too big of a trading partner for the U.S. in both the grains and the meat markets to ignore, and a Chinese meltdown would have a major impact on our markets, and likely not a positive one. If you have any questions on these markets or any markets, please give us a call at 888-452-8751. Have a productive day.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.